I'm still embarrassed to admit that none of this was expected. Before my career exploded, I was pretty comfortable pushing pixels at my desk job as a graphic designer. In other words, I didn't set out to be an activist, and I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. And precisely because of that, I think I have a lot to teach folks who find themselves on the same journey, struggling to find their voice and stand up for what they believe in without screaming at some guy who calls himself Lethal Dumps 22 on Twitter that he doesn't know your life. Of course he doesn't know your life. He has chosen to go by the name Lethal Dumps 22. While I've never rocked a war bonnet at Coachella, I have put my foot in my mouth more than a few times. Social media means we're all living our lives in public now, and many of us are learning how to be advocates, allies, and activists in public too. And while there may be nothing that can prepare you for the perks and pitfalls of being elected the racism referee among your friends and family, there are some proven methods for coping when someone writes a 1,500-word Tumblr post about how you are obviously oblivious to your self-hating racism. The social justice glossary at the end of this audiobook, Franchesca's simple explanations for not-so-simple concepts, may also come in handy. I've been on the receiving end of more than a few of those missives, and I hate to admit it, I've dished them out too. As the conversation around social justice broadens, I wish we could be more understanding of those who may be coming to it later than others. I was at a speaking gig at a university recently, and toward the end of the talk, a girl in the audience asked me a question that made me really sad. She began by sharing that she felt guilty about how ignorant she had been in high school, where she'd been the only Asian student, but had never really thought about it much. Once she got to college, she started watching my videos, and now she couldn't get over all the times she hadn't objected to people's offensive comments, and times when she'd said disrespectful things herself. She ended by saying that she wanted to go back to her hometown and raise awareness at her high school, but she worried she would be hypocritical for doing so. It can be really scary to admit there are a lot of things you don't know. We live in a world where people are quick to pounce on you if you express confusion or ask a question. And many online activists aren't honest about the fact that they didn't always know what the gender binary was either. Too often, people climb the ladder and say, "Hell yeah, I climbed the ladder, and I beat you to the top!" The thing about the ladder is that you never stop climbing, and if you think you have a lot more work to do. I told the guilty college student standing in front of me that I didn't even start thinking about this stuff until way after college, when a mob of angry Tumblr users descended on my social media accounts to explain to me exactly why I was a hopeless person who had no idea what she was talking about. I may not have always had the vocabulary to explain what I was talking about, but I was certainly not hopeless. My wake-up call didn't come until my 20s, and I'm still learning too. It can be hard to remember this today, when the stakes for these kinds of conversations are higher than ever. Because much of this work is happening online, especially for young people, the crucial nuances of face-to-face interaction are almost non-existent. What's more, now we have a record of everything. It used to be that if you made a crass joke, someone might call you out on it. You could learn and you could move on. But now, these offhand, often accidental comments can be used as an indictment of someone's character in perpetuity. There are experts in the field of problematic archaeology who will spend hours combing through your tweets and preteen blogging efforts to uncover the most offensive artifacts of your past. I've been those people, and I found what I was looking for. Often, disagreements and misunderstandings escalate so quickly that there isn't time to reflect, understand where you went wrong, if you actually went wrong at all, and figure out how to fix it. This audiobook is an attempt to show you that mistakes are inevitable, and that what's actually important is how we use them to make a better world. For all the hate and abuse I get from all points of the political spectrum, I've been fortunate that many people have been compassionate about showing me where I messed up and helping me get back on track. I wanted to pay that generosity forward somehow, and I'm doing it in the best way I can, by pulling my own receipts and dragging my former self. Chapter 1. Famous in 4 hours. If I could do it all over again, I would have bought a better wig. The hair I wore to parody White Girls was platinum blonde, of course, and it hung a little past my shoulders in the kind of long layers beloved.